Hello, Dr. Ibi here, and welcome to the first part of my three-part series on building immune resiliency naturally. In this video today, I'm going to be talking about my number one thing that I believe people should focus on building immune resiliency, and that is nutrition. So on the nutrition end, there are actually a couple of things that I would like to touch on today. The number one thing definitely is increasing your intake of colorful fruits and vegetables because they contain polyphenols, which are compounds that have antioxidant and anti-inflammatory properties. And I found in my clinical experience that it's a lot easier to increase your intake of something than to cut back on certain foods that you may be eating. Along that vein, due to the current situation that the whole world is in, lots of people are stress eating as a way to deal with what's going on. And these foods tend to be processed foods that are also high in sugar. And we know that sugar definitely has a negative effect on the immune system. So if you can manage to increase your intake of colorful fruits and vegetables, that probably means that perhaps you may not be having as many sugary foods, but also just paying attention to how much processed foods and high sugar content foods you're having would be very important. The other thing that I feel is also important, there are certain vitamins and minerals that I think people definitely should be focusing on. So those are vitamin D, vitamin C, selenium, and zinc. Now, all of that, vitamin D can actually be measured. So do you know if your vitamin D levels are actually optimal? I would recommend that you get in touch with your care provider to assess your vitamin D levels before you start supplementing with vitamin D. The other thing to pay attention to is to make sure that you're keeping hydrated. And for a lot of people, they are consuming beverages that actually have a dehydrating quality to them, but they may not know. So for example, alcohol tends to be dehydrating, and excessive amounts of caffeine also tends to be dehydrating. So depending on your genetics, some people can handle more coffee or caffeine than others. Definitely the maximum that I'm recommending to people, and this is also based on people that have done their genetics, is 4 cups of coffee a day. That would be the maximum, but definitely if you're sticking within the 2 cups of coffee a day, you should be fine. And also trying to drink half of your weight in pounds worth of ounces in water daily. That would also be very helpful. The other thing that can actually contribute to immune function or immune resiliency is how we eat or how often we eat. This is definitely an area of nutrition that not everybody knows about, and it's a funny thing called autophagy, or basically self-eating, and it's a process that our body naturally does. So while we're sleeping, every night our body goes through this cleaning up process where we get rid of cellular junk and debris within our body, and this has been shown to be very beneficial for so many aspects of our health, and it definitely has been shown to help with regulating our immune system. Lastly, I want you to remember that a significant portion of our immune system is actually in our GI tract. So if you're having issues with gas, bloating, constipation, diarrhea, or just indigestion in general, there is no better time than now to actually start addressing all these issues as a way to increase and build immune resiliency naturally. So I am back at work at Sequoia Wellness Collective, and I am available 4 days a week now, offering naturopathic care and acupuncture in case you need any further assistance with anything that I've talked about. I hope you found this video informative and helpful. Take care.